back with another video today. Today we're going to be going over the Mayhem in the Mall arm wrestling tournament. I'm going to be giving the Supermatch predictions. We'll touch base a little bit on the tournament, what's going to be going on. But yeah, guys, I'm sure a lot of you know Mayhem in the Mall goes on every year, West Edmonton Mall in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And this year it's November 22nd. They're kicking it off with 3 super matches, and they'll be going into their regular tournament. Youth, masters, amateurs, pros. It's always a stacked tournament. I believe United Arms TV will be doing a live stream for that. And then, of course, everyone's going to be dropping their film from it there. I'm going to be there. I'll be there supporting. I got to support Zach during his super match, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Cody as well. And just Red Deer Club guys going to be supporting. Obviously, I train with Edmonton Club too. Going to be supporting those guys. It's a great time. But I do have my match the upcoming weekend, so I will not be competing. But I know my dad and I are going to be there to support, cheer everybody on. I hope to see you guys there. It's going to be a great time. Anyways, let's get into these match predictions. So we have 3 super matches. We have Hannah versus Christina. We have Connor versus Cody, which is going to be a really good 220 match, left arm. And we have Zach versus Dustin, which I believe is going to be our main event. I really hope it's the main event. That would make sense. Which, honestly, I have not been excited for a super match like this in a long time. It's going to be a great, great match. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. So we're going to start off. We have Hannah and Christina. Now, I saw Christina pull a little bit at Nationals. I believe she's from BC. I could be wrong, though. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. And then Hannah's from Edmonton Club. Arm wrestled with her a few times. Nothing too crazy. But I know she's technically quite sound, and she's a good puller. Christina, I'm actually not too familiar with, but I did see her at Nationals, and she gets very, she's like hitty. She hits a lot. She's excitable, which I know can be good, but I actually think in this match that could be something that works against her. I think if Hannah stays calm and composed and does what she does normally, Christina may make an error, and that will be where Hannah will capitalize. And for that reason, I'm actually going to be giving Hannah the 60-40 advantage. I think Edmonton's going to bring home the first one for this. And yeah, it's going to be an exciting match. Great way to kick off Mayhem in the Mall. As soon as this match ends, we're going to jump into match number 2, which is Connor McKenzie versus Cody Sluggett. Now, let me tell you guys, these guys are 2 heavy hitters in the 220-pound class. This is a left arm match, and from what I've seen, Connor was out east for a while, and he came back, and he's looking as strong as ever. He's a great puller, and he had a very good showing at provincials with his left arm. I believe he got second place to Victor there, and they had a really good match in the finals. Cody, on the other hand, has been on a tear lately. He has made leaps and bounds. His left arm has come a long way. It feels very strong. He recently just had a good showing against Joe Fox. That was right arm, though, but he beat Kyle Evanoff on the left arm. Complete domination. Both these guys are looking very hot, and this is for the number 2 ranking in the 220-pound class on the left arm. It's not going to disappoint at all. I could see this match going a few ways. Connor is very strong inside, and I actually am curious to see what Cody does with this match, because I know Cody is strong inside as well, but I'm not sure if Cody's going to want to match his power, or if Cody's going to want to do that he kind of drags and he sets his lat in place and he rolls sideways. And if he gets set in that spot and manages to get a stop, I could really see him causing trouble to Connor and possibly tiring Connor out. But at the same time, if Connor gets in that spot where he's good and he feels any type of lane, he could go and give Cody a lot of trouble there. Actually, I don't know which way this match is going to go. I think Connor has the number 2 rank right now, and I feel like you have to respect that, and you have to give him the 55-45 advantage. But I could see this match being a long, strung-out battle, and I think this is a great match to have at Mayhem to showcase to any new people watching the talent that we have in Alberta and just the levels that there are, because these guys are a very high level, and they both want to, well, Connor wants to keep the rank, and Cody wants to move his way up. So it's really going to be good, and you're not going to want to miss this one. Then after this match, we're going to jump into my main event. I'm assuming it's the main event. Dustin Leach versus Zach Monroe. Now, I find it really funny because I still have Zach ranked 7th on the Alberta rankings, but I don't think that's the case at all. Zach beat everybody at Nationals. Mind you, Dustin was not there, and he just recently got a win over Hunter Broughton in Montana, which is a very, very impressive win. But Dustin is like that guy, and he's always that guy. You know, you cannot say you are the best in Canada. You cannot say you are the best in Alberta until you beat the Leech if they're in your weight class. It's the same with Kelly in the 76s. These guys train and train and train and train, and they put in the work, and they've been doing it for so long, and you cannot deny what they do. Their frames are impeccable. They know what they're doing, and they always seem to prevail in matches that you just, I don't want to say count them out of, but I feel like a lot of people don't give them the respect they deserve. They'll show up and everyone's like, oh, like, you know, I haven't seen him in a while. We'll see how he does. And then they just show out every time. Dustin and Kelly, they just show up. But we're going to focus on Dustin right now, and he is the same way. You know, I look at this match and I think a lot of technicalities can go a lot of different places. I think Dustin has a very blatant endurance advantage. I think Dustin, I don't know, guys. These guys are both frame pullers, and they love to pull with their frame. But I think it's interesting because I think that Dustin has an endurance advantage, but I might actually give the edge of strength to Zach. Zach is very deceivingly strong, and I think there's a lot of people who aren't ready to feel what they feel when they pull Zach. Don't get me wrong, like there is holes in both sides, but very, very little, and these guys know how to cover them up very well. I mean, I see paths to victory for both guys, but, you know, I was just on the phone with my dad recently, and he says, hey, he's like, I know Zach is like, we love Zach, but you can never count out a Leech. And I sat down and I thought about it, and I think that's completely fair. And I think that Dustin has really earned the reputation that he has in this weight class throughout the years and years of pulling. And I think it would be unfair for me to give Zach a like to say Zach is the favorite in this match. I'm going to be cheering for Zach. I talk to Zach outside of arm wrestling. You know, I really get along with him, and I think the progress that he's on is phenomenal, but I cannot deny where Dustin is at. And I think that in order to be the best, you have to beat the best, and I think that Dustin has earned that best for a really long time. Therefore, I'm going to be giving Dustin a 55-45 advantage in this match, but I really, really hope that however this match goes, that both these guys at the end of it have a newfound respect for each other, because I think that Zach is going to show that he's around and he's here to stay. But I also think that Dustin is going to remind a lot of people that, you know, just because he's not always around doesn't mean you can forget about him. And yeah, guys, that's what I got to say about the super matches there at Mayhem. Again, I know Dustin's going to be there pulling a super match. I'm not sure if he's pulling tournament, but I do know that Kelly's going to be there pulling the tournament. If you're a 176 puller and you want to try and get a good win, I'll tell you what, he's the guy you want to try to beat. I think he's a blatant favorite in that weight class. I know the 98s, 220s, all the way up to supers are going to be stacked. You're going to want to show up, check out, even if you're brand new, guys. I noticed there's some, like, someone at Red Deer Club said this last night at practice, and they said, well, I don't know if I should pull Mayhem, even the amateurs, because the level's so high. And that's just, you know, there is a high level, but that never means you shouldn't pull, guys. Always show up. If you're going to go to the tournament and you're an arm wrestler, you may as well arm wrestle. If you're new, pull amateurs. If you're not, pull pros. There's no sense in being afraid to lose. And if you lose at a high level tournament, who cares? You know for next time that you need to get better. You know what I mean? This tournament level is so high that in order to win it, like, you have to have a good showing, but that doesn't mean you should be afraid to lose and not show up. Show up, support the Edmonton club, join the tournament. You know, we're all going to love to see you guys there. You're not going to want to miss these matches. You're not going to want to miss the tournament. And, you know, it's just going to be a great time, guys. I'm really excited to see you all there. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you tell a friend. And we'll get back to the tips, beginner tips and tricks very, very soon for you guys.